We are in the third phase of our stay home or lockdown condition. Which stage are you in, dear tenthers? We are proceeding. The third chapter is going to come to an end today. And I hope you're finding some time to do some needful to keep the ball rolling. We will continue with the chapter, and the topic that we are going to discuss today, obviously the soil resources, and all the Dhanbad people, we are in the orange zone. Let's see, in the orange zone today we'll discuss about the soil erosion and soil conservation, and these are the main questions that will be, rather the topic that will be dealing in this particular session of today. First of all, what is soil erosion? What are the types of soil erosion? You have to explain each of them, each type. And against soil erosion, to protect, to save our soil from all this damage, we call it the soil conservation. And there are different methods of soil conservation. So first we shall discuss about the basic question, soil erosion. What is soil erosion? In general, we can say the soil erosion is the removal of the topsoil. Remember, in the soil, the fertility is mainly present in the topsoil. So as part of definition, let us see. Soil erosion is a gradual process of removal of the topsoil. This much itself is enough. And then continuing with the detailed discussion, and after the topsoil is removed, it's transporting of it by different agents, and those agents are water, wind, waves, or even landslides. Especially in the hill regions, these landslides takes place. This has further been worsening due to human activities. We human being also actually are part of this soil erosion too. With our activities such as we take our animals for overgrazing, we use the faulty methods of agriculture, we keep on mercilessly cutting the trees and cause the deforestation, we go for our mining, building super malls, sports complexes, etc, etc, etc. So ultimately, with all these activities, we remove the topsoil. So removal of the topsoil is known as the soil erosion. So types of soil erosion. Remember, the soil erosion takes place, or it happens due to different agents. One of them is water. So soil erosion is caused by running water, and this itself has got various types. First, soil erosion, the term that geographically we use called the sheet erosion. Normally it happens in the area where there is heavy rainfall and there is a slope, the heavy slope, due to which the entire region's top soil is removed. So let us read. It is the erosion of the topsoil down the slope due to heavy rainfall. In this erosion, fine soils of the topsoil of large areas are removed, which make the soil less fertile. See the diagram or picture. See all these reasons, because of heavy rainfall, just simply, see, in the form of mud, they just went out. So this is way the whole area, see, this is the green part, that means somehow they are clinching to the soil, but most of the part is just simply removed, the whole area. That's why it is called the sheet erosion. The second topic is the gully erosion. Gully, Hindi mein we can say gully also, it's the same, almost same. Gully, see, this is called gully. See the diagram, see the picture, this is called gully. Again, it is in the hilly regions where there is a heavy rainfall, then the water gushes down through little bit of streams, quite wider streams it makes. These are called gully, and in this way lots of soil also goes down by this water stream. Now, due to the heavy downpour of rain, the soil is removed by the water flowing along definite paths. These definite paths, can you see? These definite paths down the slopes are called gullies, and this way of soil erosion is known as gully erosion. The third type of soil erosion by running water is the rill erosion. Now, rill erosion, see the picture. See, it is almost looking like the gully. You are right. Almost looking like the gully. You are right. Rill erosion, here the channels are quite deep and wide, very prominent, almost looking from far like a river. Where it is in the rill, it is a small channels or streams, the same. So these are known as rills, whereas here they are known as gullies. So rill erosion occurs when runoff water forms small channels like rills. Rills and gullies almost same. The difference is only rills are very small, tiny, okay, they are not very deep or wide, whereas gullies are quite wide and deep, very prominent, you can see from far. With this we come to the end of the soil erosion made by the running water. Now there is called shore erosion, shore of the sea, okay, seashore. The coastal rocks get eroded by tidal waves, currents or high tides. The water constantly dashes the water because of high tide, low tide, waves, whatever. See how they have eroded this lower part, the shore of the sea. Okay, so this is how the shore erosion takes place. Wind erosion, it normally happens in the desert areas especially. Now, wind erosion is a serious environmental problem attracting the attention of many across the globe. It is a common phenomenon where occurring mostly in the flat, bare, dry, sand soils or in the desert regions. You can see that lots of sand, and in later in other chapters you will come to know, in fact in 9th standard you have come to know, it is called, suppose this wind comes and blows this sand and a ditch is created, they are called sand dunes, and you have already familiar with the terms called sand dunes. So in the desert, the soil or sand is very loose, the strong wind can simply blow them, and that is how the soil erosion can take place in the sandy region. Now we are talking about soil erosion. You have finished. Now how to protect the soil. If soil erosion is the damage done to the soil, then soil conservation is the method to protect it, to save it from getting it further damaged or eroded. So soil erosion is a process that protects, I repeat again, there was a slip of tongue. So soil conservation is a process that protects the soil from being washed away. Means removing of the topsoil is known as soil erosion, and protecting the topsoil is soil conservation. In other words, soil conservation is the method to protect the soil from erosion and other types of deterioration or damage. Why? So as to maintain the fertility and the productivity of the soil. Soil is supposed to be fertile and it is supposed to produce the plants and other things, especially the plants. So to protect or to save the soil from getting damaged, that method, that process is known as soil conservation. Like soil erosion, soil conservation has got many methods. So now you will be discussing in detail what are the different methods of soil conservation. In your book there are so many, but we have taken the main few ones. The first method is called the contour plowing. Contour plowing, or even we call sometimes called contour farming. Contour plowing or contour farming is the farming practice of plowing or planting trees across a slope following its elevation contour lines. You can see it is looking like contour lines, the green contour lines. Okay, so obviously it happens, this takes place in the hilly regions, mountainous regions. These contour lines create a water break. What is the purpose? In the mountain, if there is heavy rainfall, the water will simply gushes down. So in that case, the speed of the water will be quite high. To break the speed, this type of contour lining way of cultivation is made. So to break the water flow. In that way, which will reduce the formation of rills or gullies during the times of the heavy water runoff, which is a major cause of the water soil erosion. The water break also allows more time for the water to percolate, to sink, to settle into the soil. So if we can make it the picture bigger, you can see this is called this method is known as the contour plowing or contour farming. That means the farming is done in such a way that it looks like a shape of the contour. The next one is alike contour plowing. We have another called contour bunding, band. In Hindi we say band. Okay, contour bunding. Now what is contour bunding? A similar practice like the contour plowing is contour bunding, where stones are placed to make a protection wall around the contours of slopes. Can you see this side? The stones are kept. Okay, this is all the area the stones are kept to make a band. Band in Hindi, in English band. Okay, a wall, a type of wall is created, so that when there is a heavy rainfall and the water gushes down, there will be a kind of block. Okay, that is kind of a break, so the flow of the water will be stopped, and the speed of the water will be stopped or reduced to certain extent that it cannot create gullies or rills. So soil erosion prevention practices such as this can drastically decrease negative effects associated with the soil erosion, such as, see, soil erosion, what does it happen? What damage it does? It reduces the crop productivity, it worsens the water quality, it lowers the effective reservoir water levels, it causes flooding, and of course it also makes lots of habitat destruction. Lots of animals also live in those soil. So along with the soil, all those animals, creatures, small insects, creatures, earthworms, they will be all kind of removed. The third type of call, again in the hilly region, called terrace farming. First you see the picture. First you see the picture. Can you see? It's almost like terrace. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, like that. Like terrace. Again, the whole hilly region, if there was no terrace like this, then the water would just gush out and very fast it would flow and create gullies and rills. But then because of this terrace type of thing, it is almost kind of bunding like, or at the same time you can say contour plowing is not plowing, contour farming. It's all more or less the same, but the little bit of different in it is called in characteristics. So the main purpose of this of terracing, making terraces, making different floors, okay, floors of terraces. These terraces reduces the flow of the water, and it breaks the water flow, and that's why it cannot create gullies and rills, and that is how gullies and rills, as the gullies and rills do the soil erosion, the soil erosion is, to a certain extent, it is reduced. So terracing across the hill slope is very effective and one of the oldest methods of soil conservation. Terracing divides the hill slope into numerous small slopes. Can you see? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 goes on. So many. Instead of one flow, the water is broken into so many. If you count from there, it will be even more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So it is broken, it is called stopped in 12 different places. That's why the water flows, the speed becomes less, and soil cannot be eroded. So that is the purpose. So terracing divides the hill slope into numerous small slopes, checks the soil flow of water, promotes absorption of water by soil, and saves soil from erosion. So retaining walls of terraces, these are the walls of terraces, these are the walls of terraces. Retaining walls of terraces control the flow of water and help in reducing soil erosion. Main purpose is stop soil damage. If the water flows, remember we are talking about the soil is now it's conservation of soil due to running water. So running water is being here checked. Afforestation, who doesn't know? Everybody knows what is afforestation. Okay, everybody knows afforestation means it is, afforestation is planting more and more and more of trees, and at the same time we have to check the indiscriminate felling or cutting of the trees. So this is the two ways. More the trees, better the environment, and obviously soil will be compact, and soil will not be eroded. Good. You can see the nice forestation has been made. If you have any chance in your life anywhere, at least plant 1 or 2 trees and feel honored. Constructing dams, obviously it is not yours and mine job, it is a job of the perhaps the government. Okay, so what is constructing dam? You have gone to Maithon Dam, no? Those who have not gone, Maithon Dam, Panchayat Dam, at least once in a lifetime, go and see. So these dams are not for our only tourist cause, okay? They have got big it is called geographical regions. So much of the soil erosion by river floods can be avoided, checked, by constructing dams across the rivers. Once again, the direct river flow is held up, checked, reduces, then slowly, you know, the flood gates, they open, slowly they open, and the water just flows. This checks the speed of the water flow and saves soil from erosion. Checking overgrazing. Overgrazing is a problem in some regions. Some regions overgrazing is a problem. Overgrazing means plenty of animals and they are grazing and grazing and grazing, and while these animals they graze for their eating, for their food, and their hooves, they're very is called sharp. By their hooves they do lots of soil erosion. How? They loosen the soil, and sometimes their hoop goes inside the soil, so it uproots the many of the plants, etc, etc, and small plants like some shrubs or even grasses. Overgrazing of forests and grasslands by animals, especially by grazing cattle like goats, sheep, cows, and buffaloes, should be properly checked. Means minimum separate grazing ground should be allotted and fodder crops should be grown in larger quantities. Animals freely move about in fields for grazing and spoil the soil by their hoofs, which lead to soil erosion. This should be avoided. So you may be asking question, then where will the animals will graze? Separate. Okay, separate grazing ground should be allotted or made, so that that particular regions, we know that soil is not soil erosion, but if the soil, the grass is damaged, the soil is loosened, so still it can be taken care, because after there are, it is called, countries who take care it very it is called cleverly and intelligently and diligently, that after these animals they move, after they have grazed the land, they immediately take the sprinkle irrigation or some kind of what is called activity through which the soil is called fertility and productivity is retained. Crop rotation. Now what is crop rotation? There are regions, there are areas, is called places where one particular, that's why I've given you the two type of crops. Okay, this may be the groundnut, hopefully, I don't know, this may be groundnut, and this is obviously papaya, the papaya plants. So what happened, one type of, just particular one type of crop, if if it is grown in one that soil, it particularly it keeps on taking a particular type of minerals from the soil, though soil's productivity and fertility is reduced. And if it is rotating, the another type of rotating means changing from groundnut to papaya. So in many parts of India, a particular crop is sown in the same field year after year. This practice takes away certain elements from the soil, some minerals, some elements, making it infertile and exhausted, rendering it unsuitable for that crop further. So that type of crop will not grow. Suppose it is growing papaya and going on growing papaya for year after year, then after a few years it will not grow papaya anymore. Means no, it will not yield much crop. But if you change it, then it will obviously, it will retain the fertility, and not only that, the new type of crop will grow further better. Rotation of crops is system. It is a system in which a different crop is cultivated on a piece of land, if not each year, but maybe just 1 or 2 years. Then it keeps on changing. Another term we call the legal banning, and in ICSE this is a very important topic. They call zooming or zoom cultivation. Zooming or zoom cultivation. Let us highlight it. Okay, zooming or zoom cultivation. What is zooming or zoom cultivation? It's a very primitive, old method of cultivation. The word zoom or podu means shifting or burn cultivation. Burn means, we'll explain. It is known as zoom it has got two names. It has got name zoom in the northeastern India, and Podu in Odisha, Andhra Pradesh, and some southern Indian states. Now what is that? Sometime whatever these are the branches, leaves, etc., and certain areas the trees are not there, even they clear the trees also, they just gather and burn these regions, and this land is again is called reclaimed, and there the cultivation is done. So this process of burning, finishing the old branches of the trees and etc., and then doing the cultivation, this process is known as zoom or zooming cultivation. In this system, a patch of forest land is cleared by cutting trees, shrubs, bushes. Sometime during May or June, the entire field is set on fire, allowing the dried trees, shrubs, and bushes to burn, and the land is plowed immediately after the first shower. It is believed that by doing so, it improves the soil quality or fertility. Even you can see that the entire party is just burnt, and immediately after it burned, the first shower or the rain, they start plowing. Even this ash, what do you call this ash, also it mixes with the soil, and this is how the soil gets its fertility back. With this we come to the end of today's lesson. And dear children, please follow the assignment. And as I tell you always that I have attached the entire text of our discussion with the assignment. Towards the end of the assignment you will get them. Wish you all the best. Stay well, save, it is called keep well, and hope and pray that these pandemic conditions will get over soon.